The night of the KAZZ Awards 2025 was supposed to be like any other glamorous event: flashing cameras, perfectly rehearsed poses, carefully crafted smiles, and the kind of red carpet elegance that every celebrity knows by heart. But no one, absolutely no one, expected that the moment which would come to define the entire ceremony would happen between two people who had kept the world guessing for years. Ginny and Jayna arrived separately, walked the carpet separately, and were seated apart. Everything about the arrangement suggested one thing: that the rumors swirling around them for months were nothing more than imagination. Their agencies had been firm. Their staff tightly controlled every angle. And yet, even from the beginning, something felt different. Ginny stepped onto the red carpet dressed in a soft champagne gown that caught the light with every move. She looked calm on the outside, but anyone paying close attention would see her hands lightly trembling as she waved. Jayna arrived 20 minutes later in a deep midnight blue dress, elegant and sharp, with eyes that seemed to search the crowd for a familiar face even as cameras were calling her name. Fans online immediately noticed the subtle tension, the quick glances, the carefully managed distance between them. It almost felt like the awards team deliberately kept them apart. But that distance evaporated the moment they stepped backstage for pre-show preparations. Ginny was adjusting her microphone pack when Jayna walked into the same waiting area. For a second, both froze, surprise flashing across their faces. The staff around them kept moving, unaware of the silent storm building in the room. Ginny offered a small smile, a polite one, the kind you give when you're being watched. But Jayna's expression softened in a way she couldn't hide. She stepped closer and quietly asked if Ginny was nervous. Ginny laughed and said she wasn't. But the slight shake in her hands said otherwise. It was the first real moment they had shared in months, and it changed the entire atmosphere. Throughout the night, Ginny and Jayna found themselves repeatedly in the same spaces. Every time the camera cut away, every time the lights shifted, every time presenters walked on and off stage, the two of them crossed paths like magnets, resisting the distance that others tried to put between them. Fans in the audience noticed the way Ginny's eyes kept drifting toward the wings whenever Jayna was present. Others saw the way Jayna subtly positioned herself where she could see Ginny accept her award. These small, unspoken signals spread rapidly online. But there was one moment everyone would talk about later. After Jayna's solo win for Best Rising Actress, Ginny was seen backstage watching her speech from behind a curtain. A staff member asked if she wanted to return to her seat. Ginny shook her head and whispered that she wanted to stay, just for a moment. And in that dim backstage corner, illuminated only by the stage lights bleeding through the curtains, Ginny's expression softened into a look no one had seen before. The kind of look that wasn't meant for cameras. The kind meant only for one person. As the ceremony approached its finale, the energy in the room completely shifted. Ginny and Jayna were called to the stage together to present the final award of the night. Fans screamed. Staff panicked. The moment the two walked out side by side, the entire venue erupted. Ginny held the envelope in her hand, trying to maintain her composure, but her smile wavered each time she felt Jayna brush against her arm. Jayna, meanwhile, tried to focus on the teleprompter, but her voice trembled slightly, an unusual, rare thing for her. Still, they presented the award flawlessly, maintaining professionalism even as the tension between them became impossible to miss. And then, as the winners made their way to the stage, Ginny stepped back. Jayna moved closer. They both shifted into the background, left standing side by side while cameras focused on the winners. That was when the moment happened. The lights dimmed slightly. Music swelled. And in the brief seconds between applause and the ceremony ending, Ginny whispered something to Jayna. Jayna leaned closer to hear it. No microphones caught it. No one knew what Ginny said. But the look on Jayna's face told the entire story. Her eyes softened, her breath caught, and then, almost instinctively, she reached out. Her hand touched Ginny's waist. Ginny froze for a moment, startled, before gently turning toward her. The audience didn't see it. The broadcast cameras didn't catch it. But one fan camera did. Jayna leaned in, whispered back, and Ginny, without thinking, stepped closer. Their foreheads brushed for a moment before Jayna gently cupped Ginny's cheek. And then it happened, the kiss. Soft, quick, intimate, and completely unscripted. The crowd near the stage gasped. A staff member dropped their headset. Someone in the front row covered their mouth. It wasn't long. It wasn't planned, but it was real. And that one kiss, just a few seconds long, shattered the internet. Within minutes, hashtags exploded worldwide. Fans were crying. Others were screaming. Some didn't believe it. Some said it was staged. Some said it confirmed every rumor from the past 2 years. Every timeline, every comment section, every trending page was filled with disbelief and emotion. But the story didn't end there. Backstage, Ginny and Jayna were separated quickly by staff who didn't know how to handle what had just happened. Ginny was rushed to a room to review her schedule, her hands shaking so badly that she couldn't hold a pen. Jayna was taken somewhere else entirely, with her manager demanding to know what she was thinking. But even in different rooms, even surrounded by people telling them to calm down, both kept glancing toward the door, hoping to see each other again. An hour later, long after most celebrities had left the venue, Ginny quietly slipped out a side door to avoid the paparazzi. But she wasn't alone. Jayna was waiting near the parking area, leaning against a car, her arms crossed, her face full of the same mix of confusion and courage she had shown on stage. Ginny stepped closer, her voice barely above a whisper, asking if Jayna regretted what happened. Jayna shook her head before Ginny even finished the sentence. She said she had been tired of hiding, tired of pretending, tired of acting like she didn't care. Ginny exhaled heavily, the kind of breath you release after holding something inside for too long. They didn't kiss this time. They didn't need to. The silence between them was honest enough. Jayna asked what they do now. Ginny said she didn't know, but she didn't want to run anymore. They didn't have answers, but they had a beginning. And as they left the venue in separate cars, both looked out their windows, knowing the world would be different in the morning. And that finally, maybe, they were ready for it. The kiss seen by only a handful of people had now become the spark that would change everything. Not just for them, not just for their careers, but for everyone watching who had waited, hoped, and believed that one day their truth would finally break through. And that night, at the KAZZ Awards 2025, it finally did. The entire hall was still buzzing from the moment Ginny and Jayna's unscripted kiss stunned the KAZZ Awards stage. Even minutes later, neither the hosts nor the audience could fully settle. Every camera in the venue tried to find them, every fan in the crowd kept replaying the moment in their minds, and online streams were exploding as the clip spread like wildfire. Backstage, the energy was completely different. Tense, electric, and overflowing all at once. Ginny was still trying to catch her breath, leaning against a wall, her hands trembling not out of fear but out of everything she had kept locked away for too long. Jayna wasn't far behind, walking quickly, ignoring every staff member calling her name. The moment she spotted Ginny alone in the hallway, she stopped, as if the world finally paused long enough for both of them to feel it. Ginny whispered softly, "Jayna, I didn't plan that." Jayna stepped closer, her voice lower but firm. "Neither did I, but I don't want to take it back." There was emotion behind her eyes, relief, fear, excitement, and something that had been building for years. Ginny let out a shaky laugh as she crossed her arms. "You just kissed me in front of the entire country." Jayna corrected her. "No, I kissed you in front of the entire world." Before Ginny could respond, another roar came from the audience, echoing through the backstage walls. Staff members rushed by, whispering updates, trending #1 worldwide, hashtags exploding, international media already requesting statements. Someone shouted that the clip had passed 1 million views in 5 minutes. Another said sponsors were calling. Some were excited. Some were nervous. But for Jayna and Ginny, none of that mattered right now. Jayna took a slow breath and looked directly into Ginny's eyes. "Are you okay?" she asked quietly, like the world outside didn't exist. Ginny nodded, but her voice cracked. "I don't know. Everything feels like it's finally happening, but also too fast." Jayna reached out and gently took Ginny's hand. "Then let's go slow. No matter what they say. No matter what happens next. We decide the pace." Ginny stared at their intertwined hands, realizing that they had crossed the point of no return. That kiss wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. It was years of hiding finally breaking free. Just then, their manager rushed toward them, her expression a mix of panic and disbelief. "Girls, we need to talk. Like, right now." Ginny immediately tensed, but Jayna squeezed her hand once before letting go. The manager continued, "The producers want an official statement. Half the industry wants clarification. And fans, well, fans are losing their minds. We need to decide what you're going to say." Ginny swallowed. "Do we have to deny it?" Jayna stood straighter, something fiery in her tone. "I'm not denying anything." The manager sighed, rubbing her forehead. "Then we need to be smart. Once you say this out loud, there's no taking it back." Ginny and Jayna exchanged a long look, the kind that said everything words couldn't. They both knew what this meant. The kiss wasn't just a slip. It was a confession, a declaration, and now the world was waiting. Jayna finally spoke. "We'll make a statement, but not something PR polished, not something scripted. We'll say the truth." The manager blinked in surprise. "You mean officially confirm?" Jayna nodded. "Yes." Ginny hesitated, heart pounding, but slowly nodded too. "If we keep hiding, we'll just get hurt again." The manager held her breath. "Then we go live in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. The world was about to hear them. Ginny suddenly felt her hands shake again. Jayna noticed instantly and moved closer, placing a hand on her lower back, grounding her. "I'm right here," she whispered. "You're not doing this alone." Ginny closed her eyes for a moment, letting Jayna's presence steady her. When she opened them again, she looked more certain than before. "Let's do it." As they walked toward the small media room where cameras were already being set up, crew members stared, whispering, shocked at the calmness on the girls' faces. It wasn't the panic everyone expected. It was something stronger, something unshakable. A staff member approached them with microphones, but Jayna shook her head gently. "We want to speak without anything filtering us," she said. "Just us, raw and honest." Ginny agreed. This moment should be real. Inside the room, 2 chairs had been placed in front of a simple backdrop. But instead of sitting apart, Jayna pulled one chair directly next to the other. Ginny didn't protest. She sat close enough that their shoulders touched, both of them breathing in sync. The manager signaled that they were live in 10 seconds. Ginny inhaled deeply. Jayna reached over and quietly laced their fingers together, off camera but close enough for Ginny to feel the warmth. 5 seconds. 3, 1. The red light went on. Ginny spoke first, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Thank you to everyone for watching. There's something we want to say." Jayna leaned in slightly. "What happened on stage tonight wasn't an accident." Ginny nodded. "It was real. It was us." Jayna looked straight into the camera, fearless. "And we're done hiding." The comments instantly flooded in. Hearts, tears, shock, joy, some confused, some ecstatic, but overwhelmingly supportive. Ginny's eyes softened. "We hope you'll walk with us through whatever comes next." Jayna finished the sentence with a quiet conviction. Together. The stream ended. The room went silent. But one thing was clear. It wasn't just the KAZZ Awards moment that broke the internet. It was the truth, finally spoken. And from this moment on, nothing about Ginny and Jayna's world would ever be the same.